glad it's Friday. Glad the work week's over. Tired of standing on ladders and standing up. My ankles hurt. Just glad I'm sitting down. I don't want to stay around and talk after work. I don't live right next to work like everybody else. I got to drive another hour when I get off work. So, if I got to come in an hour early, that means I'm waking up 2 hours earlier than everybody else. And this guy I just passed, he's walking really close to the side of the road. Everybody else driving is paying attention. The guy in front of me is driving almost over the right line, almost like he was trying to hit the guy. I know he wasn't, but he was playing chicken with him or something. Man, that'd be terrible to hit somebody. There's a man. Well, there's two different bus drivers that hit children. One in Ludowici and one in Helena. Back before Helena and McRae joined, it was called Helena. The one in Ludowici starved himself to death out of guilt. He just wouldn't eat no more. He backed into someone's child. I knew somebody, ain't gonna say the name, I will say it wasn't me. They run over somebody. Somebody was already injured laying in the road and they didn't see him and they run over him. Come home in a panic. Also, they called the police and said somebody was in the road, but they didn't, they didn't say, yo, I ran over him. In a way, today's a good day. My air conditioner's working. The fan ain't. The air conditioner is. Like, I can feel the cold air blowing out. It's like it's turned all the way up, but it's blowing on one or something. Last night there was a full moon, and my body just naturally stays up late on full moons. I think it's a natural thing. It's like it gives you an opportunity to work at night when it's not so hot and still be able to see. So I think it's just part of the natural rhythm. I always have trouble going to sleep on the full moon. I always want to stay up later on the full moon. We finished up that screen room. The boss gave us 2 more jobs. And then they were going to give us a 3rd job. But the homeowner thankfully changed his mind and decided he didn't want to pay for it today. So that's good because my ankle's hurting enough. Tired of standing. I need to... when it's cooler weather, if I'm in a real ill and bad mood from work, instead of like coming home and transferring that emotion or that energy to Brittany, I would stop at my property, look at the chickens a while, water the chickens, and get in a better mood before I come home. So I don't bring being ill from work home to Brittany. But now that it's so hot, I can't really go to my property for a second and calm down. I'll just be in an even more ill mood standing in the sun. And she used to kind of take it the wrong way till she figured me out. She'd kind of think me going to the property before coming home was like me not missing her as much or not wanting to see her as much as she wanted to see me. And that's not what it was at all. I just didn't want to come in the door being a grouch. Because you need some transition time. There are a lot of women that don't understand that about their husbands. They need that transition time, and they'll say things like, "Well, I work too," but it's like they don't on the same level. Like they don't work to the same point of physical exhaustion, or in the same heat, or in the same hazards, or in the same noise pollution. It's like they don't really get it. Like they'll have some air conditioned job that isn't very taxing on the body, that isn't very stressing on the mind. Now maybe they'll be just as stressed out because they have lower testosterone and can't resist stress hormone as well, but they haven't actually, it's not the same thing. But the men that work like really stressful jobs and really physically demanding jobs, you can't really be expected to then automatically be in a good mood at the end of the day, ready to entertain and uplift everybody else's spirits and get everybody else in a good mood. And should be in a bad mood if you're not in a good mood. So it's like there's a lot of men that have to have that transition time where they catch a little break. And it's not all women, but it's most women. It's naturally wired into them to not be attracted to lazy men. And so they didn't see their man working all day to be attracted to him. They see him tired and seemingly lazy. Like it gets on a lot of women's nerves to see a man not doing anything, to not be working. So a lot of women, after their husbands are absolutely exhausted from work, when they come in the door, they immediately want to give them more work to do because it just gets on their nerves to see them sitting down and relaxing. And if they only knew all that man was doing for them. And on the flip side, there's a lot of husbands there at work and they don't see the tornado of activity of the children. And so there's a lot of a disconnect where the man doesn't see what the woman's doing to appreciate it, and the woman doesn't see what the man's doing to appreciate it. And then I'll even add this caveat: there's a lot of men thinking their wives are doing more than what they're doing, and if they saw what they were doing, they would just not have any patience to hear that their day was worse. Because a lot of things around the house, you don't really want to do them, but they don't really take that long once you do them. And then there's a lot of more women nowadays saying, well, I work too, but they don't. It's like, it's just because both people went to work and come back doesn't mean that both people are having, like if a man was working on an oil well and he comes in the door and she's been a receptionist, she can't really say, well, we've both been working now and now we need to both equally split the housework, where this man is probably making more money, being absolutely taxed physically way more. I don't think. And then there's a lot of women are not as good at detecting anger as men are, especially hidden anger. And women see anger when it's not there because they're weaker, so they want to be safe and they don't want to risk man being angry. Women are the evolutionary reason that women are not able to detect his anger as much as because they don't really have to be able to predict when a man's going to fight another man like men have to. Men have to be able to tell when another man's angry in case it's about to be a fight. And women sort of, they're not able to detect it, and in response to that, they think a man's angry more than he is. And a lot of times, men are masking pain, or they're just they're completely exhausted, but they can't show it. They're completely in pain, but they have to hide it. Because women aren't attracted to that shit. They're attracted to you being strong, not weak. Having energy, not being tired. Being funny, not being... So, there's a lot of women that would feel very different to their husbands if they knew how much he was doing for them at their job. And there's a lot of men that don't know all that the kids did that day, and they'd appreciate their wives more if they knew, You know, there's a lot that just isn't seen, and there's a lot that's there's so many things misunderstood. There's so many. Women are more sensitive to negative emotion, and women naturally have lower serotonin. And oh dang, I forgot. I had to watch something on the road that was happening. It made me forget my train of thought. I was saying that women have lower serotonin, more sensitive to negative emotion, and I don't even remember, but I remember how I started talking about all this stuff. As I was thinking, man, I'm having to suppress being in a bad mood. Man, my body hurts. I'm overheated. I'm tired. I'm fed up. I don't feel good. But I can't bring this to Brittany, you know? And I can't really stop anywhere and get kind of a break. It's so hot everywhere. I'm glad it's Friday, though. And since it's Friday, I'm off a little earlier, I guess, than a lot of days. So I don't really have a lot of people used to viewing my channel at this time. And I think the people that do watch my lives, they'll be like, oh, he's driving. That's not going to be as good as he's up late at night. I found my glasses. They weren't in the work truck side pocket. They had fallen between the passenger seat and the console. It's like right now, this is how bad my ankles hurt, y'all. It's like I see that gas station and I'm like, oh, it would be nice to step in the air conditioner for a little bit and get a cold drink. But then it's like, oh, then I'd have to stand up right now. I don't want to put more weight on my ankles. The air conditioner in the truck stopped working because that's what it does. It's sort of like the slots or something, whether you get air conditioner or not. At least it's green already. I want to sit up in the sun. When I have my power out, it'd be nice to have some fresh milk because I don't think I got it in the house. It's kind of my feet hurt so much I don't want to stand up, and I want to stop and get a cold drink at a gas station, but I'm like, it's not worth it. I have to stand up and put weight on my ankles. I need a break. I'll just drink when I get home. And I don't mean alcohol, I just mean like tea or something. I don't know if there is any tea. I don't know if I got enough water. There probably isn't any. I probably do. Probably should stop and get something to drink. Y'all ever had the world kind of glitch up on you in some kind of way that you can't explain? Like you're running late and there's no way you'll be there on time, but you get there early? Or something that you totally remember being on the right side of the road is now on the left side of the road? Or you totally cut up an onion and come back and it's not cut up? You ever had anything happen that's just like the world glitches up? It just makes no sense. Like, I don't know how, but it's like I know in my memory, I know there used to be a white church on the left side of the road headed this way that is now on the right side of the road. I cannot explain it. I guess my memory's faulty. I just don't know how. And one time I was already late. It was already past time to be there at the school to drop my brothers off at school. And I left to go there. And then I was like, dang, how are we already at the school? It was like I did not remember the middle part of the trip. They were already late when we left, but then when we were there on time, it made no sense. I was like, did I travel through time? And there's only been 3 instances in my life of things that just really, one of them happened when I was a child. And I'm thinking it's got to be me. It's got to be my memory somehow confused. The whole world didn't change. We're not in the Matrix. Like, come on now. But I was in a clubhouse, like my great granddaddy's logging clubhouse or whatever. They're making barbecue, and I just spun around and got real dizzy. And so I'm pretty sure I got disoriented and confused. But then I go out, and me and my brother, it seemed like the front porch had moved to the back porch, and the back porch had moved to the front porch, and the rest of the building, everything was the same. The other thing that's like that is, like I'm saying, when we got pulled over for no seatbelt at a church on the left side of the road, and then now it's on the right side of the road. It makes no sense. There's some Mandela effects too. Like, there's some things that I could like, but I guess it's like that same thing with the illusion, the line illusion, where you draw a line that's slightly longer than a shorter line, but you have a lot of people in the room that know ahead of time, that are part of the experiment, and they lie. They say that the longer line is the shorter line. It actually influences the perception of the people not aware of the experiment, where after they hear so many people say that line is longer, most of them, are swayed to see their perceptions bent. They see it the opposite of the truth. There's certain types of people that are highly resistant to that sort of thing, and I'm one of them. I am susceptible to the influence of the crowd, but not as much as the normal person. I'm more willing to go against the grain. I'm more willing for everybody to be like, nope, you're wrong, and me still be like, nah, I think this is how it is, And that's that could be a strength and a weakness, because you could be wrong about something, everybody trying to tell you and you not listen. This also could be a strength because you can be right and everybody's trying to lie to you, or everybody's in the wrong, and you still stick with what you know is true. But I think a lot of it depends on how social you are, how much of a herd mentality you have. There's some people, for better or worse, they're just not as plugged into the group, They're just more individualistic by nature. A lot of the times I'm not low on the empathy spectrum, but that is one of the benefits of a lot of people low on the empathy spectrum, is they're normally not swayed so much by the crowd either. But normally, though, it costs them a lot to not fit in with society. I know Brittany's already off work. I think she's at the house. Did we find another? I think maybe last night I found another water jug. There might be tea at home. I'm going to stop and get something cold to drink. I just need something to drink. I hate staying on my feet, but I'll just stop real quick. Because I'm starting to feel like I need to. I don't know. I think maybe I should just delete this live. I did have a little of something to say in the beginning of it, but it's mostly me just bitching about being tired. You know, what was some horrible content for? I'm sorry to the people. Nobody can get on there and hear somebody complain about my day at work that tired me out. So fuck all that. But hey, there's a new house. I don't remember that pink trailer being there. And Mackey Park's falling all apart. Never repaired, never maintained. It was built for a long time. That was a really good thing that man did. Whoever the patriarch of that family is, that he out of his own personal cost made a park. Now he didn't allow white people to be there though, but it was still a good thing he did. You know, for the area. You know, a lot of people could go to that park. Some people thought it was a public park, but it's not. It's a private park that he made. It's kind of a shame that, you know, his family just let it all fall apart, and now it's just broken up and overgrown by weeds. I got kicked out of there on 2 separate occasions for being white, because I would be invited by other people. Yeah, you can be here, come here. And then they would be like, you know, this is a private park. You can't be here. Get out of here. You know, which I'm not trying to wear that I'm not wanted at all. And then I had 2 friends that were related to the Mackeys. One that worked at Husqvarna, and I'm pretty sure Koala is a Mackey or related to Mackeys. So it wasn't them, it was somebody else back in the day. I think I'm just going to keep the light on instead of disconnecting it and reconnecting it and all that. I just went in here and get me something to drink. Be on the way home. I'm not even stopping to check on the chickens. I know they got water. I'm just going to come back when it cools down. That's good to have. I'm about to supercharge it. I'm about to put a whole. You gave Monday because that BioLite. That liquid IV. I'm putting the liquid IV in a BioLite, in a liquid IV. Put the powder IV in the other IV. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? You see that? I backed up out of, well, I didn't turn the camera around. I looked to make sure nobody was behind me, but then I didn't even look in no mirrors behind me, nothing, just by the seat of my pants. I backed out of that spot right perfectly into the road. I backed right perfectly into a ditch before too, though, so I'll just be fair, you know. Yeah, I backed out right there just perfect. I've also been angry and driving and not paying attention. And brought myself backed myself into a ditch too. coconut juice. Maybe that'll be good for my joints and my ankles and everything. Hydrate me. I don't know why, but to me, this Foco coconut juice, it kind of tastes a little bit like milk after corn flakes has been in it. I wonder if there's corn syrup in this. I thought I remembered being surprised that there wasn't. Can't read these little words while I'm. Did I leave my glasses at work? No, I got them. I just forgot to put them on. I'm almost home now. I could drive on this road with my eyes closed. Awful feeling memory. I drove up and down it so many times. When I got this, when I got it drugged down about where my finger is, on top of that liquid IV, now I'm starting to feel a lot better. That's, I was worried about being in a bad mood because I hurting and everything from work. I don't want to carry that over to Brittany. But all I needed to do is get that IV in me and get some water in me, and I'm already feeling I'm feeling, I don't know how many times better. I was about to say 100, but that was. They were just lost to bite my finger. I don't let that dog lick me in the face, but he snuck up and licked me right on the side of my lip and grossed me out. He comes and he'll come and like lay down on me right there. Like most of the time he just wants to play rough and bite. Be an annoying little shit. But he can be sweet. Sometimes he will just be so excited to see me. All the dogs love Brittany more than me. She'll try to tell me, oh, hey, look, he come to see you. If Brittany walks out the room, it don't matter which it is, dude, Dolly, little bit. Brittany's the dog's favorite. She like, I don't know, they get so excited when they see her. She's like, she talks to them all sweet and stuff. They love me too, just not as much. Tell you what, too. They probably think that he's gonna give them a snack. It's got little bits of coconut in the bottom of it. I heard some he said stuff today. I got a little upset about it, but I started thinking about, I don't even know if he said what he said. Because a little bit of a telephone mistake can make a big difference. So, before I make any judgment about it, I need to go to the he, not the he that the he said about me. And go just ask the person directly. And then I think, if I ask the person directly, am I gonna lie? I don't know. Maybe I just drop it because do I want to out the person feeding me information? No, because then they won't feed me more information. But then I don't even know if the information is reliable. I just want to sweat the small stuff. It's not really that big of a deal. Just won't worry with it. See, well, I'm home. I miss the woods, y'all. I mean, it's good that they got the money. Mama got the money clear cutting that timber, or Keith, or whoever got the money. I don't know how the deal was about all that, but I used to play in them woods, and now they're just completely gone. But I got my own woods now, so it don't matter really. And I'm about to get my chainsaw fixed. I had the chain too loose, and I got the chain too tight, but I'm about to fix it. And then I'll be able to go out there where the Hurricane Helen laid all them trees down, and I'll be able to clear me a path to manage the canal better. Hey, baby, what you got?